Hey there, guys, and welcome to the Financial Spotlight. I want to get right into it. I haven't done one of these in a while, so we're going to do an on screen recording so that I can talk to you about how to get an identity protection pin, what it is, and why you probably need it. So let's talk about what an identity protection pin is. Basically, it is a pin number that the IRS will give you and you request it to protect your identity when you are filing a tax return. And let's scroll down so we can see it says they tell you that it is a 6-digit number that prevents someone else from filing a tax return with your social security number or your individual taxpayer identification number. So basically, when you go to file your tax return, you will need this PIN. If you file online yourself, if you file with a tax person in an office or whatever have you, you will need this PIN in order for your tax return to be processed. You can request a PIN by going here. You would need to create yourself an account with the IRS.gov, or if you already have an account, you can go into your account and request an IP PIN. Usually they send those to you in the mail. And then once you receive it, that is the PIN number that you will need to use for that year to file your taxes. You will either get one automatically every single year, or you will need to actually request a new one, every single year so that you can file your taxes. Now, let's talk about why in the world might you need one of these. So I'm going to give you two examples. My first example is a client that she comes to me every single year and we file her taxes, file them electronically. However, also every single year, her child's father claims one of the children on his taxes every single year. However, you might say, well, what difference does that make? He does not have the authorization from her or the approval from her to file taxes with that other child. So every single year, we have to print out her tax return. We can't file it electronically. We have to print out her tax return and she has to mail it in, and she has to prove that her child actually lives with her and that she has not given the other parent approval to file taxes with that child. That is against the law. If that child is not living with you and the other parent doesn't say that you can use that child on your tax return, you're not supposed to do that. That's not what you're supposed to do. So that is a situation where she can request an IP PIN, identity protection PIN, from the IRS for her and both of her children, so that no one can use their information to file taxes with their information. Second situation, I have another client who, before they came to me, they went to another tax person or one of the famous tax people, the places where you go into the office, one of those. So, and before they came to me, they went to them. And then they came to me. And as I'm preparing the taxes, they get a letter from the IRS saying that they filed a tax return already, and there was some information that the IRS needed in addition to what was sent in. Because, of course, this information was probably different from what he usually sends in. So they were questioning it. So as we further went into the information, someone stole his information and tried to file a tax return in his name. So from there, we decided, okay, we need to go ahead and get you an identity protection PIN number. And I had him request it. And then once he requested it and then received it back from the IRS, then we were able to file his taxes electronically with the PIN number. But in both of these instances, someone had committed fraud against the tax person or the taxpayer. I don't care if in the first situation, I don't care if that child is his child. If she didn't say he could claim her or claim the child, then he can't. And in the second situation, someone that my client was not aware of had taken his information and decided they wanted to file a tax return to get a refund. Usually these people are trying to either get a refund in these other people's information, or they're trying to get in other situations, they're trying to get credit, but that's a whole nother, I'm going to do a whole podcast about that in a minute. But right now we're talking about the tax returns and the IRS. So if you feel like you need one of these, honestly, I'm going to tell you in these times, you do need one of these because there is so much fraud going around. People are taking people's information and getting it offline. They're getting it in the dark web. They are getting it all types of places. They have even broken into my son's school computer. I'm sure they did it from, somewhere else, not in the school, but they have hacked into the school computer and taken children's information out of this school computer, or out of this system, out of the school district system. So I say all this to say, protect yourself, protect your children, and get an identity protection PIN for you and your children. It is free. It is a headache when you try to file your taxes and you're like, oh, you need your PIN. And if you forget to request your PIN for that year, however, it will protect you. It will protect your family. And it is important that you protect your family and you protect what is yours, because if not, someone will take it and they won't care one thing about you or what you have going on. So I hope this information has helped you. Please share it with your friends and family, because everyone, I feel, needs an identity protection PIN. And once you share this with your friends and family, then go ahead and subscribe to the Financial Spotlight family. We'd love to have you. Thanks for joining me. Have a good one. Bye.